Rumple Buttercup, a story of bananas, belonging, and being yourself.
Come closer, and I will tell you a story.
Once upon a time, long ago and far away, there lived a monster named Rumple Buttercup. He had 5 crooked teeth, 3 strands of hair, green skin, and his left foot was slightly longer than his right. He was weird. He worried that if anyone ever saw him, they would be scared, run away, or throw rocks at his head. So he spent his entire life hiding underground, in a rain drain right by a garbage can in the middle of town, where you could still see them enjoying life. But most of all, not being weird. Living underground wasn't all bad, though. Rumple made the most of it and had a nice little home he decorated with old garbage he found in the can outside. There he lived, day after day, week after week, year after year, alone. So one day, he reached into the garbage can and took 2 lollipops, a piece of gum, 3 strands of spaghetti, some melted licorice rope, a petrified pretzel, a handful of candy corn, and created Candy Corn Carl. Even though he was just a bunch of old candy that Rumple had glued to the wall, Candy Corn Carl was Rumple's best friend in the whole world, and Rumple would talk to him for hours a day.
What have you been up to, Carl? Okay, well, hang in there. Get it? Because you're hung up on the wall?
If Carl was real, he probably would have liked that joke, but since he was just a bunch of candy, he just stared. When Rumple wasn't building stuff out of garbage or talking to Carl, he would listen to the voices above ground and pretend they were talking to him. With his eyes shut, he was part of all the fun happening above.
Can anyone get my cat out of the tall tree?
I can.
Wow, those are some great dance moves.
Thanks. Hang in there, I said to him.
But when he opened his eyes, he would remember that it was all just a dream, and no one was ever talking to him. Sometimes, at night, if the moon wasn't too bright, and if Rumple was feeling adventurous, he would go above ground with the help of a very simple disguise. Rumple's above ground disguise instructions. Step 1.
Get a banana peel out of the garbage can.
Step 2.
Put it on head.
Step 3.
Close eyes.
And step 4.
Slither up the drain and sit very, very still.
Lying quietly by the garbage can, no one would notice him, and if anyone saw him, they would just think he was a pile of trash. Hidden underneath his banana peel, Rumple almost felt like he was normal, but at the end of each night, he was always reminded he was all alone. Chapter 2. The leaves were turning green, which meant that Rumple's favorite day was fast approaching.
The annual Pajama Jam Cotton Candy Parade. The one day in summer everyone in town would wake up late, keep their pajamas on, and march down the center of town singing and dancing and lighting fireworks.
Rumple loved this day most of all, because it was the one day of the year he could actually go out in daylight. The night before, Rumple was so excited he could hardly sleep. No one would notice him, as long as he had his disguise. He woke up early the next morning, brushed his 5 crooked teeth, combed his 3 wispy hairs, and slowly, carefully, slithered his long green hand up the rain drain to find a banana peel. But the garbage can was empty. There was no banana peel.
Oh no, I'm gonna miss Pajama Jam Pancake Parade. I can't go above ground without my disguise. People will think I'm weird.
So he lowered his head and cried. And cried. And cried some more. And that is when he heard it. Chapter 3.
Aren't you gonna watch the parade this year?
Rumple couldn't believe it. Was Candy Corn Carl finally talking after all these years? He whipped his head around in amazement. And then he heard the same voice again, a little bit louder this time.
Can you hear me down there, mister?
The voice wasn't coming from Candy Corn Carl. It was coming from the rain drain. Someone above ground was talking to him.
Sorry to bother you, but we were just wondering if you're gonna watch the parade this year.
What do you mean?
We couldn't help but notice you You weren't in your usual spot, so I just thought I would check to make sure you were okay.
You can see me?
Of course we can see you. You're kind of hard to miss.
But aren't you scared of me?
Why would we be scared of you?
Because I have 5 crooked teeth, 3 strands of hair, green scaly skin, and my left foot's bigger than my right. I'm weird.
Well, look at me. I have really big cheeks and my entire body is covered in freckles.
And look at me. I have really thick glasses, a pointy nose, and I can't pronounce the letter A. All of a sudden, Rumple didn't feel so alone. He moved closer to the rain drain, got up on his tiptoes, looked out, and saw the entire city looking down. My hair is too curly.
My hair is too straight.
I'm allergic to dogs. Achoo! I'm taller than my older brother.
I'm shorter than my little sister.
I sing like a frog.
I look like a frog. And that's when Rumple realized everyone was weird, and that's what makes us great. Pulling Rumple above ground, the boy remarked,
You know, there is one thing about you we always thought was strange.
Oh no. What?
Why do you always wear a banana peel on your head?
all this time they could see him after all, and no one cared that he looked weird or even had a banana peel on his head. Rumple could finally feel the warm, welcoming sun beating down on his scaly skin. But the warmest feeling of all, he felt on the inside, knowing he was surrounded by all his new friends.
Who all wore banana peels on their heads in honor of their newest friend, Rumple Buttercup.
The end.